On June 12th, 2024, the most wild thing in Persona's online space may have occurred, and that's even including when Atlas leaked their own trailers for Persona 3 Reload on Instagram. The Twitter user simply known as Midori, who leaked relevant and seemingly accurate information about upcoming Sega and Atlas games, has revealed that their online account was actually a ruse all along. The person behind the account and provided that information has actually revealed themselves to be a leaker from the past, known as Mystic Distance. So this means that the leaker of Persona info was actually using their own persona, pretending to be a female Japanese woman. Ironic, isn't it? Twitter is currently ablaze regarding this topic, as Mystic Distance is quite the rather controversial individual from the actions that they have taken in their personal life. I don't necessarily plan to cover the full details of what they allegedly got up to, but I'll leave a link to some tweets below which will cover the topics very plainly. Myself, I've never actually had any interactions with this individual personally, but reading some of the backstory on some of these tweets is kind of eye-opening, and that's just to say the least. A few people have actually asked who this individual is and why this is such a shock to the system. Previously, they had actually leaked information regarding Persona games and were somewhat of a reliable source for translations for Famitsu when nobody was really covering that content. I recall actually referencing Mystic Distance in the past in some of my earlier videos, but then switched over to more reliable and faster translators. Around 2022, they were caught up with their personal issues and they were effectively cancelled on Twitter for their alleged actions and disappeared from the online space. Coincidentally, around 1 month later, the Midori Twitter account was created. Now, this led a lot of people to ask about the leaks themselves, as some of them were pretty accurate based on the information that was being released. In a Reddit post that goes into way more detail, that was actually banished to a paste bin now, mentions how these leaks came about, quoting the following. Here's Sega leaks, internal 2021 to 2023 presentations, showing next year's plans. Nothing about Persona 6 in there, and after talking with some Sega staff, we are confident that he doesn't have a Sega source of his own, but instead, that internal presentations were handed off to him. A lot of this was obviously very accurate, but he was out of leaks. That's the main thing that tipped us off. This would actually explain why recent leaks have been very accurate, and the one that comes to mind in particular were the recent leaks regarding Sonic Rumble, Sega's very own version of Fall Guys featuring Sonic characters, which is a game that's completely out of left field, and most Sega fans would not even see that coming. Further evidence of pairing Mystic and Midori together also came back from Twitter user TailsGuy92, showing that through the use of the Wayback Machine shows that Mystic's actual name with a comment was actually replaced by Midori a month or two later. Now, I'd potentially argue that the internal presentations are a decent source of the internal workings of Sega, but not to be taken as gospel, because these could completely change at the drop of a hat. I think the most interesting point to take away from this in particular is that Mystic, tweeting as Midori, dropped plenty of hints about Persona 6 and even a prototype logo, which could very much be elaborate fakes at this point, as it was to be believed due to the trust that they generated in the past. So friends, I advise that you don't avert your eyes and seek out the truth. When the official announcements for the next Persona games drop, you'll be very certain that I'll be there to cover them. And if you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit the like button below and let me know of your thoughts in the comments. If you wanted to see some more truthful little details about Persona 3 Reload, be sure to click this video. It was Dwayne here from DewyHQ. I'll see you in the next video.